Welcome to episode 10 of the Mainly Wrestling Show. I'm Jack Milner, and joined once again by the incomparable John Jacobs and the queen that is Lissy Almeida. We're here to watch the Monday Night Raw episode from August the 14th, 2000, when it was the most famous love triangle of the millennium between Kurt Angle, The Rock, and Triple H. Lissy, set the table for this time period in World Wrestling Federation history.
Okay. Do I need to? Attitude Era?
Come on. The Rock's champion, right? Triple H's biggest rival, but Hesse Kurt's on the trail.
This was the time of my favorite, I think everyone's favorite revolving door of champions. So it was The Rock, Mick Foley, Mankind, whatever he was being called that week, Triple H, and Austin. So never a dull moment. And Kurt Angle was a newer guy, I guess you could say, in WWE around this time. Full swing Attitude Era. If I'm not mistaken, this is when things really were turned around for WWF, as it was called at the time, right, Jack? In terms of ratings?
Business was absolutely booming. They brought in Benoit, Guerrero, Malenko, and Saturn in January. And you mentioned people like Kurt Angle had been there like 10 months. Taz had come in December. People like Edge and Christian and the Hardys were now like elevated. The APA were a thing. Couldn't make enough money around this time.
What a time, huh? Don't you miss this time?
What a time to be alive. JJ, what are your memories of this, if any, of the 2000s?
I have fond memories of this time. It's weird, right? Like, you remember it at the time and you're like, I really hated Kurt Angle. But now when you think back to it, you're like, man, Kurt Angle was the best, wasn't he?
Yeah,
so
exactly
funny.
That, yeah.
Like, unreal the way that he could be so funny outside of the ring, like in backstage segments and stuff. But still, the second he got into the ring, like, he was the absolute killer, and loved Kurt Angle. I mean, I hated Kurt Angle, but now I love what Kurt Angle was back in 2000.
I said playing rugby. The guys with the biggest jokers tend to be like the most vicious guys on the pitch. It's a weird dichotomy. We're going to go straight into it because we have a little bit pressed for time today. If you're watching like us good people on the network, it's Raw-5854. You know the previous bit. I don't need to fill you in. Let's see, for those of you on the cock on that side of the pond.
If your life is suck and you are on the cock, WWE Monday Night Raw, if you can find it. Season 8, episode 33.
Episode 33, and we're going to click play in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Love this entrance.
Ooh. I was busy pouring wine when you give me the countdown. I wasn't ready to click play. Cheers.
Cheers.
At least there's no bottle opener issues today.
Oh man, that roller is so badass.
Don't you love this?
It's just
I used to sing along every week, and I still don't know the words.
Life on the jump, and then drove the beat, and then faster stimulation, yeah.
You had an idea of what they were saying. It's fine as long as you were on beat. That's what was important.
And then the fireworks go off, and you got JR going mad with the intro. Oh, like a Monday Night Raw. And I remember
everyone's singing the Cody Rhodes theme, isn't it? Adrenaline. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
And we all agree that it's Cody.
Dude, look at the amount of signs.
There are some.
Not a phone in sight, yeah. People just living in the moment.
Oh, speaking of signs, did anyone spot the sign during the Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy match this week on Dynamite that said, I played this match on No Mercy 99.
WWF New York is rammed. Look at the signs.
This is crazy. Like, every single person had a sign.
They said it's bizarre as well because they were terrified business would go down the toilet. Austin was injured? Survivor Series 99 when Rikishi did it for The Rock because the Island Boys had been held down. Shout out to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. And the Rock and Triple H, I suppose, took the ball and ran with it, didn't they?
That's the way it should be.
And then Stone Cold came back and they made even more money until he ended up shaking hands with the devil himself at WrestleMania.
Not the devil himself.
Not the devil himself. Anyway, happy retirement.
Wait, we forgot to talk about this.
One sec. We haven't filmed since Vince has officially retired. You want to say a few words about the great man?
Yes. I made a joke about it. We filmed last week after he's retired.
Are you senile? Jack, we talked about this last episode.
I thought we filmed.
JJ,
last week when I was in London,
wrong, right?
And I was like, oh, I don't know if you guys remember the guy that used to run WWE, Vince McMahon.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
You want to? It's okay. You want to go in now?
One time I made a good joke.
I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last 2 days, right?
We
all just don't get to go boating with their best mates and just living the best life. Happy birthday, Lissy, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Queen's now 33.
I'm so fucking old. Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, Kurt's looking ripped here.
Shredded.
I would.
So can we? I forgot to mention this when we did the overview, but I know he's going to open up. But this is as I affectionately refer to it as the midlife crisis Undertaker time when he was doing the American Badass.
The Kid Rock vibes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I remember when Kurt Angle spilt milk on Undertaker's bike backstage.
Yeah, his Harley. Yeah.
Was so funny, how absolutely terrified he was.
I found that video last year. Again, I go back and click these old Raws for various social channels, and it did about 10,000 likes. People love Kurt Angle being stupid around this time.
He's hilarious.
And he said, around this time, he said he was a kid. I listened to his podcast, another one on Conrad's Many Merry Men. And he says, I thought people would, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I have to be doing serious wrestling. And Vince said to him, that's why you can do all the stupid shit. Because when you get in the ring, you still have the same credibility. If you're not a big name or not a big star and you try to do all this stupid stuff, you can't make it work. You're not over. All right, okay, now I get it.
Well, I think that's a big part of it too, because remember, I know we had talked about this before. When he first came on, he's like, I'm not going to lose. I can't lose.
I'm not losing.
It's the psychology behind why you do the things that you do to get over with the fans. So, I mean, you coming from Olympic wrestling, right, where your win-loss rate is all you have versus, WWE. Yeah. You still get to wrestle, but you got to do the entertaining stuff too.
WWE wins and losses don't matter, brother.
No, you know what? I'm halfway through Dynamite this week. Again, great to see Jamie here back. I love this version of Orange Cassidy. I think we spoke a few weeks ago and I was like,
You've been over him.
Just a bit over him. I like the new version of him. And I like the fact he lost. I mean, not like the fact he lost clean, but he doesn't lose anything in defeat by losing to Jay Lethal.
He's actually been on a bit of JJ. He's been on a bit of a losing streak, Orange Cassidy.
Are we going to talk about it?
Are we going to talk about the fire match?
Are we going to? Do we have to?
I haven't watched it. I'm not planning on watching it.
It's okay.
He survives. That's the most important thing. Right?
Yes. Yes. I had some. All I'm going to say, there were some close calls because, he had said he was going to do a spot off the top rope and stuff like that. I'm very glad he didn't, because there were some parts where you could tell he was a little bit winded. At the end after the pin, it was a little shaky. I remember Andrade asking for water and stuff like that, and he was a little bit glazed over, but he got through it, and I hope he's happy with the outcome. I hope it went as best as he thought it was going to.
At the end, Lissy, if you read his lips, he says to Andrade, I passed out.
Yeah.
He passed out. He's putting the figure forward and he passed out himself.
He was down. That's why when they brought the water and his eyes, he just wasn't there. You could totally see that.
It was the equivalent of your granddad telling you can still go at like a family barbecue. I wanted to start sparring with one of his grandchildren. Pops, just calm down. I used to box in the army, in the 60s. Just calm down.
Oh my God, that's actually my grandpa.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Because
it's the game.
We all remember I'm sorry, I love you at WrestleMania. And he was an old man then. And you were like, okay, good time to finish it up. That was what, 15, 16,
12,
17? Okay, fine. I mean, not even that long ago, but
yeah,
he's aged a lot more in the last 12 years and probably in the last 30 years.
It's also like
the 30 years before that.
The health has declined in the last several years too, right? He had that big scare.
I mean, he nearly died a few years back, right?
So you can't expect the Ric Flair of 2010 to come back, right? But
Lissy, he said at the press conference, right? I'm not going to be the Flair of 1989. I'm not saying I'm going to be the Flair of 1989, but I'm going to be better than the 2009 version.
I beg to differ.
Because he said like 99 and everyone.
Yeah.
All right, 2009, right? Okay. And I went back 2009. He wasn't even wrestling. I think he signed to. If you remember, he signed to do some appearances for Ring of Honor and then just no showed and took the money.
No, what year did he have his final match with Shawn?
Kerry Silkin was tweeting saying Ric Flair still owes me $25,000.
Hold on. So what year did he have his final match with Shawn? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a. Was it
2008?
It was 13.
So WrestleMania. Orlando.
Okay, 14 years ago. Sorry. Thank you, JJ. You were closer. 14 years ago. Sorry. But come on. He was still in his 50s, 59 or whatever, but he was still that 59 versus 70 something. That's a big difference in terms of cardio, your muscle loss, all that. Because he was actually when he was still, in WWE, when he retired, he was still in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's fine. Rick, I hope you're happy. I'm happy that he got to check that off his list, and I hope he's happy. And you know what? At the end of the day,
third time lucky, right?
It takes a lot of courage to ramp up and train the way that he trained for that match. So I hope he's happy.
Lisa, you are our fashion expert on the show. Can we just ask what is going on with Shane right here?
You know what?
The hair, the shirt, the pants.
First of all, Shane, I know you always refer to him as a sweaty mess, and you're so rude, but like...
Look, I got him from the gym tonight, and I couldn't stop sweating for about an hour here. I'm a sweaty man myself. That's why I had to. That's why I had to lose the weight.
I just wanted to get that out of the way because I knew you were going to talk about that. But
it's just going to be Steph coming down.
It was a baggy time. People were wearing baggier clothes. Remember, like his pants are a little loose in the shirt. It's fine. This is appropriate.
Do you know what, the weird thing is, JJ, you said looking at that going, Kurt Angle, I would. This storyline was dropped because Triple H was like, I mean, Steph wouldn't run off with this guy ahead of me because look at me.
Until next week.
Why would she run off with him when she's got this right here?
Shut up.
That's true. That's 100% true.
Kurt Angle looked great here, and he still had his hair. Do you remember when he was wrestling with a wig at one point when he would wear like the gear? Yeah.
Tremendous. And again, no one can pull that off back at Angle. Just tremendous shit.
That's so funny.
If you remember, I remember that, again, I used to watch Raw religiously around this time. Foley would set up his office in the backstage area in the most ridiculous place.
Yeah.
And still have the big desk in the middle of somewhere. Which always reminded me, JJ, where JJ and I used to work, Martin Parker, head of HR, great man, got a lot of respect for. He has his desk right in the middle of the office, in the old place, because he wanted to be approachable to everyone. Whereas, like, he said, I could have had my little like glass pit partition, whatever, in the corner. No, stick me in the middle of the office. No symbol. I mean, JJ, at what price do you think Martin is watching this podcast when it's actually released? How big a price?
I mean, infinity to one.
Big price. Shout out Martin. JJ, smaller price. Are we agreed the Rumble is going to be won by next year by Becky and Cody, right?
We both listen to the same podcast, I imagine, this evening.
No, I haven't listened to any podcasts.
Oh, fine, okay.
So why do you think it's Becky? What is the justification?
Well, because
She
agree with Cody.
signed off as a babyface.
It's like a
and she will get a huge pop when she returns.
But
you don't think she's going to return before then?
Do they need her?
Do they not? Charlotte? Charlotte's supposed to come back. So
Charlotte will come back. Bailey's just come back. And you expect your favourite, Naomi and Sasha, will be back now.
Sasha.
Sooner rather than later.
Why are they my favorite?
Because you don't. Well, you just take digs at Sasha at the now and again.
No, I don't. No, I actually defended her when I'm defensively, understanding, however, justifying some of the behavior because, okay. The biggest no. Because the thing is, it's conflicting, right? We know this. It's conflicting. However,
I know what you mean.
At the end of the day, it's their company. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do with it, right? That's just kind of what we know this about wrestling, right? And it's funny. Now that we're starting to see some people be less happy with AEW, right? It kind of just shows the grass isn't green anywhere. So it's kind of like just make the best of what you can at the end of the day. But no, I was not a fan of how they treated the situation, how they, went in on commentary and stuff like that. I was not a fan of that. But I mean, sometimes you have to make a stand to be heard. So I understand that. And as a woman and as a woman of color in a male dominated industry, it takes balls to do that. So
Chris Jericho, you're completely right there. Yeah,
oh my freaking God, look at that shirt.
Chris Jericho attacking Chris Benoit in the backstage area. It's scary how much
remember he used to call him Chris Benoit?
Benoit's son looks like him here, David Benoit. What we must have that Mick Foley has just put Kurt Angle in a 6-man tag match with his second best friend, Triple H and Shane McMahon against The Rock and the Dudley Boys in the main event on Raw. Yeah, to your point, Lissy, there, I think it's no coincidence that I don't think Sasha and Naomi were annoyed with the company, more so some of the people in charge, whether it be the chairman and the head of talent relations who have now subsequently gone. And I wouldn't be surprised if more people started returning to the fold.
Yeah, just to address a couple of things that we've covered here. So Jack, you said Becky and Cody for the Rumble.
Sorry,
what podcast? Sorry, JJ.
Wrestle Culture. That was their.
Oh, I never listened.
But my thinking was like it's the same story for both the men and the women, right? Like the babyface hero comes back, wins the Rumble. Would they do the same story for both? And then the other thing that was said, like the grass isn't green anywhere. I think the difference that we have with WWE and AEW, like the way that WWE treated like Sasha and Naomi, like it's not a surprise to anyone, is it, that they would like throw them under the bus like this? Like it's not that they're women, it's not that they're women of color, although
no.
Maybe that doesn't help.
It could be anybody.
Like that's just how like Vince or certain people who make those decisions, like that's how they treat their workers, right? It's no surprise. Whereas I feel like with AEW, they are still like a very young company in the grand scheme of things, and it does feel like they are realizing some of the mistakes and some of the issues that people are putting towards them, and they're making steps to rectify that. Like recently, we've seen them expand their talent relations department because of accusations that they're not dealing with talent properly. People are being ghosted. Like John Gresham basically quit because he felt disrespected in the way he was treated. So they've addressed that. They brought in Madison Rain to hopefully help out some of the issues that they're having with the women's division. And like finally, the women weren't in the death slot on Rampage this week. So obviously, neither are perfect. But I think with WWE, you kind of see a pattern of behavior, whereas with AEW, maybe we're seeing that they actually are responding to the genuine criticisms that people have of them. So.
Yeah, but also I think it's just important to understand, and this is just life, right? Everybody doesn't get treated the same. I don't care what anybody says. There are levels, and certain people, there's certain talent that they probably would never do that to, right? Exactly.
He walked
versus
out and they begged him to come back, and as soon as
If
he
he's
came
gone,
back, they were
I'm
like,
gone.
"Here you go, straight back." Like,
exactly, and that's just what it is. But that's not unique to that situation. That's like
Of course
that's
not.
literally everywhere in life, right? So I think it's just about remembering that, you know, not everything is the way that you're gonna want it all the time. But also, like, I think as a woman, period, but especially like as a woman of color, you are much less likely to stand up for yourself and to be like, you know what, I'm gone, and just, you know, drop the belts and walk out to make a stand.
Mhm.
So I think that that's like just super commendable in any industry, because, you know, your job is not secure, especially like not in wrestling. So I think it's, you know, it sucks that it happened, but I think these types of uncomfortable situations have to happen for things to improve.
In the meantime, we've just seen one of the
There's
most,
Trish.
one of the low-key pairs. I mean, Eddie and China, that entrance, that just had me smiling. China walking down to the ring, and Eddie's just there, like trying to get a glimpse from behind her.
I loved them so much together.
I love TNA as well around this time. Again, this just makes me think about, I think it's SmackDown 2, I think the video game that
The game.
I spent so many hours on.
Yeah.
This roster is that.
What
But
a
yeah,
time.
Eddie and China worked phenomenal together for about 4 or 5 months.
I know. They were great.
And
Isn't
like,
it
this
funny
was-
how when you were younger and you watched this, like, it didn't feel like 4 or 5 months that Eddie and China were together, right? It felt like forever.
Yes.
And then you look back, oh,
Yes.
5 months, is it? Okay, that was it.
It felt
then-
like years when I think back on it.
again, I was watching. We've got to, at some stage we've got to go back and watch SummerSlam '97, because yesterday, the day before, 2 days ago was the 25th anniversary. 25th anniversary, which is still one of the greatest main events and finishes in SummerSlam history. There, Bret mouthing to
me.
Shawn, "Fuck you."
We were supposed to, and we're still supposed to watch SummerSlam 1992.
To
Come
I think
on.
26th of August. it'll be
The
30th
greatest
anniversary.
SummerSlam of all time at
We can do
Wembley.
it. Maybe we do like a 2-part special for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that SummerSlam '97 was brilliant. But Shawn, I'd remember if he said, "If I don't call this down the middle, I will never wrestle in America again." Because Brett said it first, and then I think Vince said to him, "You said if I don't win, you won't wrestle in America again. You said that, right? You're gonna stick to your word." I guess. I mean, good. And then Shawn's chair shot to the Undertaker was phenomenal. He dropped like a sack of shit. Bang. First man to be a 5-time WWF champion.
Booker T.
Yeah.
No.
And that chair shot got Shawn a receipt later, no?
Good chair shot, yeah. And then he got. But again, that sets off. Again, the booking's just so clever. Looking back at it, it's just. And then the Undertaker was straight after him after the match down the aisle. So that sets up Undertaker versus Shawn as a program. The week after, Shawn introduces Rick Ruder's insurance policy,
The
and now
ravishing one.
DX become a thing. Yeah, just. I mean, I'm willing to give the new Hunter's product.
Why are you like this?
Because I've just sat through. So today is I was watching the Raw episode from this day 20 years ago, and it's just been revealed that Triple H has attacked Shawn Michaels. You know what, Shawn? I did it, and I'm glad I did it, because I had to prove that I'm the stronger man. Okay. So I've had to watch a lot of Triple H in the last few days.
You're obsessed with him.
By the way, Trish is all the way alive at this point.
Her eyebrows are not, though.
Oh, let me track. This is brilliant. Let's track this, because this is Kurt at his brilliant best.
Sorry, I had to sneak one in there. I love Trish, though. Everyone knows that.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Here she is.
Get that for you. Here.
Would you like my
The
umbrella?
queen.
Uh-oh.
What a
I
gem.
just wanted to talk to you and just say thank you for what you did.
Yeah, get her bags, Kurt.
Came back for me
What
on
a nice
SmackDown.
man.
Oh,
I mean, I really appreciate it, and I know you don't have to do that, and you did something a true friend would do. And me being a
I'm just a
true
friend.
I just want to thank you.
I'm just happy to be your friend.
No, thank you.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Okay. See you later.
I love that top. Give me that top, Steph.
No brass there.
Doesn't need it, big dog.
Yes.
Steph's nipples were over at this time, bro. That's for sure.
So good.
Anyway, again, and Kurt's like going, I'm just a friend. What are you worried about? I'm just being a good friend.
Just a friend, buddy.
Everyone can relate to that type of storyline where one partner is worried over the friend of the opposite sex.
So let's use the proper word. Jealous, not worried, jealous.
Correct. But I trust you. I don't trust him.
Yeah,
I don't trust
exactly.
her.
Exactly.
Could never be me.
Triple H, they're going, I know he's a sneaky little fucker.
Could
Look at him."
never be me, right, JJ?
Not again.
JJ, which one would you be? Would you be Kurt or Triple H here?
I'd be Kurt. I'd never be Triple H in this scenario, I promise you.
Well, you know, JJ,
This guy.
yes, but Steph was so hot around this time. I thought, see, again, I was so into the product, I hated her in 2000.
Steph was really young. You guys forget, like, she was not even 24 years old at this time.
And she's got all the sauce. She's got all the acting chops. You forget how good she was.
How good she is, maybe.
Well, she started the women's revolution, didn't she? She started women's wrestling.
Shut the hell up. Here we go. I don't have energy for this today.
Hunter's coming
Daddy's
across
little
like
prince.
such a prick here.
Pardon, JJ?
I'm your husband.
Hunter's coming across like such a prick here. I mean, comes
your
naturally to him,
husband.
right?
And Steph's doing the proper sad face, like,
All she did was get out of a car and there was someone waiting there with an umbrella.
You're just minding your business.
well, Triple H is the heel here, right?
Kind of, well, yeah.
Like,
Right,
JJ, this is 22 years
iconic
ago.
music.
In terms of like Main and how do we phrase it? The possessiveness that was more tolerated. Is that a fair way of saying it?
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't
We were
dating too
treated
many
more
people
like
when I was 10.
objects around this
I'm
time.
gonna
When it's
stick this
22
one
years
out. Oh, this music is so appropriate
I
because
hated the right to censor. Oh,
it
not
needs to
the
take a little
hose.
breaky break.
That's one of
I
my
hated
favorite
them.
clips from Lissy. The hose were over. The clip with me saying, the hose got the biggest pop of the night. Well, Jack, the hose were over.
They were. The hose were so over.
Is that the coach?
I was going to say, was that coach?
That was
Please
the coach,
save him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Corderas in the background. Shout out to Jimmy.
Stephen Richards. You people.
He did so well to earn a big spot here for a guy who he left WCW. He left ECW in '97, right, as part of the BWO,
Mm-hmm.
become a part of Raven's flock,
Yep.
and then he came
Loved
back to
him.
ECW after being sacked, and they treated him like a fucking outcast, and he was like had to go and change on his own, wasn't allowed in the locker room. Somehow got a gig at the WWF, and yeah, rest is history. I think he's still doing podcasts with Vince Russo. So
That time.
we've all fallen on hard times, Daddy.
Is this
Cut.
before they drafted Ivory in? I guess it must be, right? I didn't see her there.
Stephen Richards, yeah, the right to censor. For the Lissy, give us a tracking link for those who are watching all four of them.
What?
Time what's the
The
time?
time.
45, 46, 47.
Wait, where are you?
26, 40, well, 26, 52.
Ah, very good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lita is on screen with her VPL.
On a payphone.
I tell you what, as a 12-year-old kid, I love the fact we saw Lita Song every week. 12? Yeah, 12 and a half.
having
Even
your
at 10,
thong,
I was happy.
having a thong hang out your pants at the time, like that was like porn, basically.
Such a vibe, right?
Right? Like you didn't see stuff like that on TV.
Yeah, when I did it, girls thought I was weird.
Lita was, again, maybe I'm biased. I love a redhead, right? Lita was just so hot.
We know.
So hot. Hey, I told you. Willow's my new number one.
Surely not over Jamie.
See, I think Lissy will agree with me on this point. There is no more attractive feature than someone who just seems happy. Willow seems just so happy with life. Big turn.
Oh, okay, sure. Is this
You know thing?
you still like her? Okay, so it's lasting. It's a real thing now.
You thought it was a phase.
I didn't know. You guys, men go through phases, okay? You guys, 1 week you're like, she's all right.
She is with you tomorrow. Oh no. Oh, I got excited. She's at Capital Championship Wrestling. I remember looking in the week going, I have to get Lissy to get like a little word from her.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be that.
It's all right. Never mind.
CCW, not my CCW.
Lissy, plug the show. Where are you tomorrow?
Tomorrow, well, it's going to be airing, but the first Saturday of every month, CCW presents live from the Unbranded Brewing Company in Hialeah, Florida. And that's where you'll catch me. Backstage, in the ring, sitting ringside, holding the belts, taking a couple selfies.
Don't try and talk to her though. Yeah, she's busy. Don't be weird.
God, no.
I'd love for you to turn up and go full gimmick. So you turn up 1 week and you're suddenly in full British voice, dressed very regal, and you're suddenly like Queen Lissy.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I'd have to run that by them though. I couldn't just go rogue.
Think of the heat you get from the crowd as well. This match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Why is she talking like that? Hello.
Well, actually, we have one wrestler that's from England. So, maybe when I introduce him, I should do the voice. That'll be so funny.
That would be great.
We're onto something. Guys.
This match is sponsored by His Royal Highness the Duke of Cambridge. Shout out to everyone back home, hosting the Commonwealth Games.
I thought you were going to say the Duke of York.
Wow.
Get JJ going.
That's a different kind of party.
You know, the Duke of York always gets me going.
Well, he'd be rubbish at a minute because he doesn't sweat.
And other much younger men. I like about him.
JJ, it's a big day for you as well tomorrow. Can you put over the pressure you're under tomorrow to perform? Not like the Duke of York is at a house party, but you know.
There's no pressure. It's my daughter's first birthday party tomorrow. Everything's planned.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of
pressure,
buddy.
The fridge, the balloons are there.
If it goes wrong, you get blamed.
The thing is, Penny's such an easygoing girl. She's going to have a smile on her face the whole time. She's going to have fun.
She won't care.
And also, she won't remember it. So as long as you take photos of her looking happy, then when she's older, you can say, look, what a great time we had.
Has this party been scheduled around her nap time? That is what I'm learning, that the events need to be around the nap time schedule.
So this should be good, right? Because she usually naps around midday. So 10 o'clock party, it should be still cool enough that the kids won't die in the heat, and everyone can have some sandwiches, have some cake, have some soft drinks,
free food,
and then
get on out of there.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
I like kids' parties because kids' parties have a start and end time. They're like, you come, it's from 2 to 4.
This is 10
Don't
to 12.
show up before 2, and you can start packing up at 3:30. No problem.
Lead us out.
So, I was worried that tonight I would have a lot of work making, a shit ton of sandwiches But we went to the shop and they had it's like 50-50 whether they'll have the sandwich platters in or not. They had the sandwich platters, so we're safe.
Did you go Morrison's?
Yeah.
Morrison's.
Oh, Stevie Richards just clocked Lita right in the face.
Oh,
Go on, Lissy, send a line. Send a line.
what? That would never happen on TV today.
Would never happen these days.
Actually,
And the Godfather is going to put her up.
If
Okay,
you
all
want to
of
see
this-
something,
probably not.
Is he teabagging her for the pin as well? That looks like a teabag.
Yeah, a lot going on.
I was going to say, if you want to see something else that will never happen on TV today, go to the Monday Night War Facebook page and watch the Kurt Angle video where he describes the sex that he would like to have with Booker T's wife, Charlotte.
Oh
Yo,
yeah, I posted that earlier, didn't I? Yeah.
yo.
I don't want to have any old sex. I want some nasty sex.
This is, you know what? Like, even then, that was not okay. Just want to.
But it's like, but the fans aren't stupid. Like, what? People say, what are you doing with Kurt, man? This is Kurt Angle. Oh, I always want to call that an impaler. Does that become an unprettier?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
The
yes.
unprettier.
Christian's pants are very much of the era.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you're again the fashion expert. They're coming back, right?
Cargo pants.
Look, you've got me and JJ here. You are the fashion correspondent on the show. No offense, JJ.
You know what, guys? I have too many titles on this show. I just want to be a correspondent. That's it. Okay. I can't be the star, the fashion expert. What else?
Yeah, you
North
keep
American
thinking you're the
correspondent.
star.
I've got to track this because this has to be good.
That's what I keep telling you guys when you want to film without me. Oh, the bars. I love the random bars. Is this
Friendly
Tim White's
Tap,
bars?
it's Tim's.
They're in Providence.
Serve warm.
Providence, Rhode Island.
Ain't drinking nothing warm. I mean, ain't doing no sucky, no sake, no nothing. But cold beer for all of us.
Not
And-
sake.
My buddies.
Well, that'll work. And some money.
Yeah. Land of the Rising Sun. Kamikazes.
See what you got there. Oh, this will do. All right. Thanks.
That was
Oh,
it.
poor Steph.
Call you later.
Shame.
I can't believe this.
By the way, can we just appreciate how well she got into that car?
Perfect.
$1 billion princess. In more ways
I've
than
seen
one.
a lot of people getting a lot of cars in my 32 years in this world. And let me tell you, if you want to see how to get into a car, rewind. That was it.
Man,
That's
that
it.
That
Right
Super
there.
Lita was brutal, man. I know it's quite
Oh.
prominent still in the indies, right? Don't like intergender wrestling. Don't like it.
It just
Don't love it.
depends, I think. I think it just depends on the people in it.
Don't want to see women I don't want to see men and women fighting. I just find it a bit weird.
When you see Jordan Grace just rip someone apart in TNA or something, you're like, yeah, okay, this is good. She's a badass.
I mean, but watching Jordan Grace wrestle a man is kind of like on the level. She's a little much shorter, but it's like on the level like watching Chyna wrestle a man. Like it's not the same. I think what Jack's saying is like when you see like a woman that weighs 110, 120 pounds wrestling a guy, you're like, all right, let's you know, it's not
that's
even
what I'm
fair.
saying. It depends on the people in the match.
Yeah.
All relative, right?
You've got to be careful with how you book it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Edge's hair is phenomenal here, by the way. Look, great conditioner.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those
Great
locks,
conditioner.
those little highlights.
Those sunglasses, right, that Christian's wearing, again, so 2000.
Oh yeah. I remember they used to, but those were in style. You'd walk by any sunglasses shop and they would have them in the window. I mean, this is when people used to shop in malls too.
because
So
no one's buying them. Sorry.
Those glasses, the cargo pants, I'm just thinking there's a lot of Britney vibes going on right now. Very 2000. And a lot of signs, again, Vince is a gigantic jackass. I just spotted in the background. Fortune teller.
if you brought that sign today, they would take it away from you.
Yeah. But 20 years ago, it was just anything.
That's funny.
goes.
Matt Hardy and Christian, 22 years ago.
Here we go. Still
Matt
going.
Hardy, the biggest grifter in the business.
Matt
Right,
Hardy's great.
I've only watched the first half of Dynamite, so I haven't got to that yet. But
You're not missing anything.
I was very impressed by the first hour of what I'd seen.
That match, I was just like, fast forward 10 seconds, fast forward 10 seconds, fast forward 10 seconds. I just like
Yeah, do
zero
that.
interest. It's like getting like if there's some story around Jungle Boy,
my hand,
like,
I'll
get me
skip
to
that
that bit. I don't care.
Christian should hopefully win via probably some kind of weird interference or underhand tactic, and you move on, you build heat. I get it.
But I think Jungle Boy has really sort of like come into his own in this little feud, like the stuff that he's done on the mic and
I
like
loved his
what
promo
badass
last week.
he seems. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Christian is the biggest pussy in the world.
Come on,
Yeah.
boy.
And then took him apart for the fact that he'd just been through a divorce, like class.
Yeah, I didn't even
Really
know
good.
that either. That was
No.
I didn't
And
know
like-
that either.
Christian's like a proper veteran, right? So to sort of go toe to toe with
that's
him
all
on
fine.
the mic.
Yeah. What
like,
a Doug's
no,
back.
but I mean to be like matching him blow for blow.
Yeah.
is,
One of the low key
Yeah.
good points about that was JR kind of egging him on, like the uncle in the background, seeing that the nephew stand up for him. He goes, "Go on, lad, go on, give him some."
Well, I mean, also like everyone knows JR is like obsessed with him too. So
Jungle Boy Jack
Jungle
Perry.
Boy Jack
Jungle-
Perry.
like, can you just say one or the other?
Jungle Boy Jack, and you can tell as well. JR loves Ricky Starks. Pretty Ricky.
Oh yeah. Called
Oh my
Pretty
god,
Ricky.
that last week, that heel turn, fucking threw
Hobbs.
me. Oh,
Perfection.
Starks is cutting one of the promos of his life and just gets taken out.
It's been together for like a couple of years now, so it's appropriate.
Can I just
love Ricky
can I
Starks.
just
And
say
I said this
like,
for a long time now, but he's so good.
Go ahead, JJ.
the other thing, right? So the other thing is like Hook winning the FTR title, like the FTR title, FTR? No, FTW.
You're right.
FTW.
FTW belt, yeah, I don't you mean.
Means nothing, right? But still, that moment when Hook came out and his music hit, you were like, "This is a moment," even though the belt means
In the
Yeah.
orange
right?
shorts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deft.
And saying that Starks cut one of the promos of his life, he's been cutting phenomenal promos, whether it be on
Long
like
time.
Road to or whatever. Every time he's on the mic, unreal.
But
And he's so
also-
underrated in the ring as well.
Yeah, but like also it's funny because like Hook kind of just left Team Taz, like
He's doing his
didn't
own thing.
no
They're his
announcement.
friends,
Yeah,
but he's doing his own thing.
yeah, he no announcement, and then like I think it was this morning or yesterday that like Taz tweeted something like Team Taz is no more or something like that. It's like, really? We didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you didn't
No, it's been a
know?
call.
Oh wait, are you?
You're
People
like a
were
road dog
burying
begging
him.
for a job.
Yeah.
Please,
You know
don't
what?
give me a job.
You know
No.
what?
Well, you're
We
all just a bunch
need
of
to
midgets
work,
anyway.
guys. We all need to work. We all need a source of income. We all need something to keep us busy. Man wants a job. What's wrong with that? Closed mouths don't get fed.
But trying to be nice and then begging for a job, and then when he says no, and then you come out and insult the man and bury his company, and then goes running back. Hey, Tribs, you got the book now again, right? Do you wanna go play? Well, you see, Doug, got a lot of things on right now. What odds he brings Regal back? So
Well-
many people. I mean, Gargano's going to get brought back, surely. You think Sasha and Naomi? Adam Cole's his boy, right?
Ciampa's getting a push this week. Got a push this week. You know what? I don't know if you've watched it yet, but like the way that they put over the US title this week on Raw was just like,
I listened to the What Culture review, and they said they went through the past winners like Piper and Harley Race and Flair and
It just-
Steamboat and all these guys, and they put over the prestige of it.
it reminds you that it's an actual title with history and prestige, and it's like, the Raw has the US title. Hopefully they do the same thing for the Intercontinental belt on SmackDown.
My belt
Like-
as a kid, the IC belt, yeah.
We
And
love
can I
that
just
belt.
say, how simple is it? How easy is it?
So
to just
easy.
give it that
One
prestige?
night.
It's
It
so
took one
simple.
night.
It's so easy.
One night, one video, 2 good matches.
I felt like listening to the review this week saying Hamlet's there going, I don't understand. It's just so easy. Like, make things link up.
It was
Like, so with the opening promo, right? Does Becky comes to the ring first? Does she not?
Yeah.
And then calls out Bianca Belair, shakes her hand. Thanks for that. This is your stage. Leaves her on her own. So she's backstage on her own when she gets attacked. So Bianca has to go and chase her. So she's not a stupid babyface who's just left on her own and says, well, bye. And then you've got the heels have the advantage, numbers advantage, etc., etc. They went, how easy is this?
it's just
What was
it's
Vince
so,
doing?
it's just like the smallest little things that you're just like, why was this so hard?
How lucky. Well, that's another point. I read another article saying, who ratted Vince out? Did somebody with their own... Think about it. Triple H had been sent home, right? Or got to look after my health.
He'd been on leave.
Stephanie...
But he's been back.
One sec. Stephanie had gone home to spend more time with her family. And then suddenly...
Sitting at home. Hello.
Suddenly, this comes free. Stephanie's the CEO. Triple H is the head of talent relations, whatever, head of creative. What's happened there?
They made a phone call.
His midlife crisis taker,
Listen,
the Confederate flag waving taker.
his hair, it's really like just, it's
What's
all of
the
it.
one that these types of people use? Is it Blue Lives Matter or Blue Lives or something?
Blue Lives Matter.
These knobheads,
Yeah.
right?
He's
He
big
fixed his hair. When they
police
first showed him,
advocate.
his hair was dry as hell.
He's got a son called what? Gunner? Of course he has.
Who, Mark?
Has a son called Gunner. Because there you go. The sign in the crowd has got him with a Confederate bandana.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Big baby face.
Go ahead.
Isn't this Providence, Rhode Island, right? That's
Yeah.
northeast. This is...
It's 40 minutes from Boston.
Oh my. Right, enough said, right? Big Show was a weird thing at this time as well. So I was watching
Not a
the
star
episode the
power.
week before. Big Show chokeslams came through like the Titantron. Could
Yeah,
barely pick
like-
him up.
They just had these big guys. Like, it was them. Was Viscera still around at this time?
Probably.
Mark-
Vince loved him.
Mark Henry. They had all the big guys.
On the Raw like tidbits here. Earlier we had Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho gets into scuffle, and Shane tries to calm down a superstar. Mention no names. And then after this, it's Undertaker competes in a singles match. Can't mention Benoit at all in any single.
At all.
But Jimmy Snooker's fine, so
I
you know.
hate you. It's just so weird seeing the Undertaker like this because it's been so long. Like even like his facial hair, just like everything. Such an odd time.
Again, this peak of my childhood, every game around this time, I wanted to play the Undertaker as the dead man, and your only option was Biker Taker,
Biker Taker or nothing.
Biker Mice and Mars. And if you're again a guy from the north of England, I don't know what he's representing here or what this is supposed to be. Just a weird look.
I feel like we knew what like biker gangs were. Like
This
Hell's
no
Angels,
biker.
Really?
like that kind of vibe. I feel like that's a well-known thing.
It's
There's
just,
no
in my head, it's just-
motorcycle gangs in England. I find this hard to believe.
Not since the 60s. I mean, maybe there are a few, but like they're not as prevalent as in the
Not
I
US.
only think like JJ, the hairy bikers who have a BBC cooking show. That's about it in terms of biker gangs. It's not
I mean,
much around.
honestly, even I don't really. There's bike gangs here. I don't know where
Not
they
in
are,
Boston,
but
surely.
there's some here. No, they're
Not
like I said,
in Miami.
I don't know
sorry.
where they are, but that's fine. It's Americana right there.
America.
America.
Isn't it uncomfortable every time you see Benoit do a diving headbutt?
Yeah, you're like,
3 words, CTE.
we know.
I did think it was weird. Again, we're going to talk about Ric Flair's last match again, right? And
Go ahead.
he's got Bret Hart, Mick Foley, The Undertaker ringside. There's Arn Anderson in the back, right? Tully's there, Barry Windham. He gives Kid Rock 3 shoutouts. I'm off to go and party downtown with Kid Rock. Woo! What? I didn't really know about Kid. I did some reading up on Kid Rock in the week. Like, okay, he's one of y'all. What do they call them? Good old boys.
I hate you so much. And y'all.
Undertaker looks like. I mean, y'all. I mean, that when I look at what the Undertaker's wearing now and what he symbolizes, that's Kid Rock.
That's the vibe, right?
That's the vibe, right? That's what I mean.
One of his songs was Kid Rock's song. American Badass was Kid Rock's song. They call me cowboy.
God, Shane's chair shots are always so fucking ridiculous. The double jump.
If you just say that you hate Shane, that'll just be so much easier for
I love
us.
Shane. Shane was my guy as a kid. Shane was my favorite. I got the shirt. I got the baseball shirt. On a night out, I would do, which way did he go? Which way did he go? I can't dance to save my life. I get drunk and dance like Shane McMahon. But I'm looking back and think, this is so stupid. But what's he doing? And you think as well, Shane and Steph are put in such prominent positions relative to their experience. We're keeping Lissy up. She's had a hard week.
I'm sorry.
Guy in the crowd there in full shirt and tie. What's he doing?
Get out of there. Look at Kane. Kane was just so jacked at this time.
Brothers of Destruction, buddy.
Finger. The one glove. I always loved the one glove. Michael Jackson.
Why are you doing this to me?
God, I'm so glad they ended that.
Jerry Lawler, the new Brooklyn Brawler. I'm just like Jerry Lawler, the new Brooklyn Brawler. Oh! I don't remember this. The guys at the front were like, that's weird, but okay.
Can't believe it.
What? Weiss? Oh!
Through the ring.
Not through the ring. Mike
All the
Chioda as
way
well.
to hell.
So, did he miss it the first time?
I need to do it again.
Just want to know. I'm assuming.
That's such a
Was it
weird
in the
spot
same
to try
spot both times?
It was a
In the
little
ring?
bit more.
Not his
Yeah.
bike. So they stole that spot from Taz and Bam Bam in ECW, and then, but Big Show did it to Undertaker in about, I want to say October, November '99. So they've brought it out again really quickly.
He can't figure out how to start it. This is embarrassing. Here we are.
Yo, remember Hulk Hogan? That was the worst one.
I'm guessing the fact that Michael Cole. Speaking of highlights, wait, Michael Cole is at the Democratic National Convention.
Listen, Michael Cole was still a backstage correspondent at this time, guys. This was the King and JR show.
Well, right, yeah, Raw. Cole did SmackDown. But I said Cole filled in when JR had Bell's palsy, didn't he, for the first 3 months of '99. I just wait to me that wait, Linda McMahon's here. She's like a staunch Republican, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, I'm guessing you. I think you missed the first one.
Had to. It's the only thing that makes sense.
The guy in the shirt and tie in the background, I can't get over that. Why are you wearing a shirt and tie for Monday Night Raw?
He's trying to stand out. Maybe he just came from work. Maybe he had plans to go. He worked late.
Okay, but one
He's
thing,
over
Lissy,
there.
I can't get over people who wear short sleeve shirts and ties. That's like Michael Scott. I'm management, but I'm still one of the boys.
First of all, it's like, are you like a middle school science teacher? Like that's literally the vibe.
Shane McMahon and his group of lads.
Shane still sweaty.
Let me track this. Shane McMahon's going to stick up for the honor of his sister, right?
This is going. You understand where this is going? What are you talking about? This is about Stephanie.
How sweaty,
Shane? You're looking
Shane?
at Stephanie, okay? I'm not
How
buying
sweaty?
that either, okay? Do not understand that, okay? We're cool professionally, and I like you, Kurt. You know, we got a good relationship going. Do not screw that up, okay? That's all I ask. That's it.
You don't believe me either. You're questioning my integrity.
Kurt's just a nice guy.
You, Shane McMahon, you're questioning my integrity.
Not his integrity.
Not the integrity.
Full top tier. Didn't get enough credit in WWFE. That's what I'm starting calling it. WWFE. Just easy, blend them, say them. It's great. You guys can use it.
A job at the Fed.
No, I don't.
Lissy's so gonna get hired by the Fed.
I just want to keep my job that I have right now.
A bit like Bruce Pritchard as well. Won't ever appear on podcasts again.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
He must be attacked by Taz because I'm sure they have a match at SummerSlam, which was the shits. So, speak of the devil. I was so excited when Taz arrived at the Royal Rumble. So excited. And he ended up doing nothing.
Nothing. Great announcer. Wonderful announcer. Loved him with Cole.
He's building on AEW as well.
Oh, yeah. No, he's wonderful. But it's just, there was no place for him, creatively. There was too many. It was too many of the big guys.
Oh, there's no need for that. It's
Best guy in the world.
With the scale.
not numb face.
Crash Holly.
Yeah.
Crash and Taz one-on-one. I'm not going to stoop to Taz's level, and I'm going to try to do my job as best and objectively as I can.
My name is Holly,
Never
and
say
I
that
am
Taz is not a
Joe
great
Holly.
athlete and a tough guy. There's no doubt about that. Either of those analogies, those illustrations, but his demeanor, his attitude, not taking any responsibility for any shortcomings.
Do you think it's weird that nowadays they don't ever mention the referees or
very
names?
unflattering characteristic.
Yeah. But I think
That was
we're
a
kind of
thing.
bringing that back, right?
There's a cover. We made him.
But I will know straight away, like earlier, Jimmy Corderas, right? That's Jack Doan. Jack Doan always did in his matches. Invariably, he'd get involved in them somehow or a role in something or other. Mikey Oda, Earl Hebner, Tim White.
I would think that Taz perhaps would have wanted to go for the cover there, but that's not in his agenda apparently right now.
Yeah, I mean, Conrad always says that Taz's biggest feature was he had like one of the best pairs of thighs in the wrestling business.
He had what?
The best pairs of thighs.
Oh, yeah. I think he just had a stocky build.
And yet, one of the first things he did was cover it up by wearing a modified jumpsuit. Oh, do we want to watch this? Is it going to be horrible?
No. Leave JR alone.
JR says as well, he hated being involved in any form of angles. So because I can't retaliate, the heat goes, it's wasted.
Oh, here's King.
Not the King.
I absolutely loved it when I was a kid, like King coming out and defending JR. Like, I thought it was class.
But again, even now, JR is like selling such esteem, right? If you attack him, it's like it's like someone's hit you out. That your uncle or granddad, like,
Not JR.
He said, I hated, but he says, we got the rate. Whenever I was involved in an angle, the ratings went like that. So Vince just loved it, and Vince loved to see me getting beat up.
JR is like the ultimate babyface announcer, too.
Of course he is. Speaking of ultimate baby faces, what a guy Kurt Angle is.
The hair's a little thin. We see the angles here.
A good time.
Oh, okay. I just thought I'd let you know. There's a rumor going around that in about a half hour, there's somebody who wants to meet up with you in the parking lot.
Who is it? What, Triple H and Shane? Well, tell them to come right here. I'll be waiting with my gold medals.
Whoa. It's not Triple H. It's not Shane.
Well, who the heck is it?
I don't know. That's all I've heard. That's all the information I have. I just thought you should know.
Who could it be?
Well, that's the cliffhanger, JJ.
King of Rock Fool, the King of Rock Fool, the King of Rock Fool.
I love this version.
Just how many drugs are these two doing at this time?
Some. Definitely some.
A little bit more than some?
A good amount.
A lot?
You mean like before, during, after the show? Like what? Just overall?
All of the above.
Overall. Awful lot of smack going around in 2000.
Whoa.
There's a picture of X-Pac in China from around 2005, 6. Like, you think, wow, that is the vibe.
Who, X-Pac in China?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if did this show play in England? The Surreal Life. Do you remember China was on that show?
No, we never got it over here.
Oh my God. It was really cringe. I'll send you guys clips. It was like, they put like a whole bunch of celebrities, so sometimes like B or C list celebrities in a house, and they like made them do like activities and stuff like that together. And China was on, and I think like one time like X-Pac just like showed up to the house like high or whatever, like begging her to get her back. It was very cringe, very cringe.
By the way, shout out to Sean Weltman, who celebrated the birth of his first grandchild in the week. So
yes, Grandpa.
Always been the 1, 2, 3 kid to me. Yeah, I'm a boy of the new generation era. Facials
by Rikishi.
Rikishi spelled wrong.
Terribly wrong.
The two British guys immediately jump on the spelling. Never mind the sentiment. The spelling's atrocious. Please, darling. I remember watching this. I was just always so impressed how his goatee was always impeccably bleached blonde.
Perfect.
Bleached blonde, yeah. Is this a handicap match?
Handicap match, yeah.
Why?
It's so funny how, like, given his gear, like, how he got over, like, usually you just be like, that is such a foolish outfit. The dancing really did it in.
Well, it came, like most things, right? It came about by accident. So it was just so happened that he was in the Royal Rumble at the same time that Too Cool were. And like most Rumbles, right, we're in at the same time, let's try and incorporate it. And he just started dancing with them. And the crowd went nuts in the garden. Can't do the voice in it. Garden.
2000, right?
Yeah, I do. And so that's a thing. Let's go with it. Like, that's the one big difference from wrestling in our day to nowadays. Things aren't allowed to happen organically and just, fuck it, that's a thing, let's see. And the one thing I want to see is Punk and FTR for the 6-man New World titles.
Oh my God.
Please. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
JJ, where is that from?
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! It's Renee Paquette's podcast.
Is it from Renee?
That's Renee.
No.
Oh my god!
That's Renee.
Yeah.
No way.
Jack is shocked right
Oh
now.
my god. It pops me every time. I had no idea that was Renee.
Yeah. I thought you would have
She
clocked
seems
that.
like one of the coolest women in the world. Of course she is. It's John Moxley.
I was going to say, she's married to John Moxley. She has to be real chill.
Diamond dozen those girls. Do we need to wrap this up before we have to end again?
Yeah, pretty soon.
Lissy, what are you drinking out of? She crashed. Has she crashed, JJ?
Maybe.
Is she holding that pose? That is a long fucking slurp.
I think we've lost Liz. Liz is lost.
Is that really Renee?
Yeah, I promise you it's Renee. I need to plug my laptop in because it's about to die.
Right, okay. And man, Road Doggy Cena. That's their face for the last, but that maybe doesn't do do it justice. And that's a great Friday. That's a great Friday night, but
You're stupid.
I mean, this is Kevin Dunnity's arguably worst.
No, we've seen worse. This is actually focusing on what's going on rather than just.
Yeah, there was one. There's something from NXT the other week, and oh wow, I was going to say the Outlaws have won, the X have won, and they're going to get their heat back, brother. Teddy Long's looking a little bit on the plump side here. Here come Too Cool for the serve. Yeah, there's something from NXT when somebody posted a video from the crowd, and it looked amazing, and yet the actual shot that went out on telly looked awful because you miss it because he cuts right near that. It must be like a kick to the face or something. It might have been, is it Nikita Lyons? Is that her name?
I don't watch NXT.
Yes, that's her name.
She's the girl with the massive ass, right? That's basically it.
Yes,
that's a gimmick.
That is.
I mean, I might start tuning in to see what's happening.
If I'm going to watch it, it sounds really bad. If I'm going to watch NXT, it's to watch Bron Breakker, the Northern Irish guy who's just gone over from NXT UK. Don't know his name.
What is his name?
He's got a new name like McDonough or something, or McDonough.
It's escaped me at the moment, but yes, I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, he loves the Flair. He's always DMing me about the Flair stuff. But and it sounds really bad, but the ladies are really hot.
They are.
And that sounds really bad to watch a wrestling show.
They are.
Oh my God, Michael Cole.
Can't go wrong.
Is this the Democrat convention, right? What happened to Linda?
Non-partisan campaign at the Democratic convention. I mean,
is that the Republican convention or the Dem? Oh, he went spoke to them.
They're at the Democratic one.
Right?
I mean, maybe they go to.
Whilst you're there, Linda, your husband is being sucked off by someone right now. Very.
Yeah.
I did not have.
Jack.
Yes,
Jesus
darling.
Christ. Come on.
Hey, those girls should have done a moniker and kept the dresses. I'm not going to be sued. Vince is mad. He's old. He's all right. There you go. Ohio, the Buckeye State. I know.
Ohio says no son of a Bush can be president.
Well, you know, JJ, you've got to get ready for a big match. You've got to do these stretches. And you've got to get ready. Who's this stooge running around between everyone?
Joe. It's Joe. Come on, keep up. His name's Joe.
Come on.
I'm going to beat you up because I can. I always liked how really makeshift these dressing rooms are. They clearly just like imported a few like really cheap sofas in.
Always.
And then this reminds me of like back in the day, JJ, when Unibet sponsored the Premier League darts, just get put in some room at the back of the arena. We didn't get a sofa. No lighting like this.
I've been there, mate. I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Not to that specific event, but to events. You just shoved in a back room somewhere.
This kind
Lissy,
of just
give us some English fans a bit of context. How big was TV Guide back in the day?
TV Guide?
Not the TV Guide.
No, TV Guide was huge because, like, you have to remember, we didn't know what was going to be playing on TV, right?
Yeah.
So you would some people would subscribe to it, you'd get it in the mail, and you'd be like, oh, let me see what movies are playing on Saturday night, or let me see what time my show is playing. Like, that was huge. There was a channel. Did you guys have this channel? It was the TV Guide channel where, like, the programs that were playing at, like, 7, 8, 9 o'clock block with the channel, it would just scroll all day and tell you like what was playing on each channel. Oh yeah, it was huge.
I think JJ, I'm guessing the British equivalent is the Radio Times.
Yeah.
But we never had. You'd have to go onto like teletext, man. You'd have to go onto teletext to see what was on for the day. Teletext was such a treat.
Apparently, when I was like 2, so the age Seb is now, my mum would just give me a copy of the Radio Times in my high chair, and I would just sit there for ages, just like looking through it. And by 2 years old, I could like read Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like spell them with the letters. This is what they tell me.
I do the same with the Argos catalogue.
But we had so much less like stimulation where like we had to learn different stuff. Like kids now, like they learn so much just from like watching YouTube on their iPad all day,
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly Seb has picked up like how to navigate a tablet at 2.5 years old.
With that was in 1990 or 1991 is what Seb is doing kids are like swiping, they know how to do everything.
I know, it's crazy.
Scary.
Can't even read. Double duty, what a trooper.
Listen, she's a working woman.
How does she walk in those shoes? Right.
Well, actually, so those shoes, they're a platform and they're a wedge. So they're actually, come on, you live with a woman.
Lorraine very rarely skills.
Doesn't want to make feel bad.
Like those, it's not like stilettos. Like those are actually like more stable. That's why like she would wear them to wrestle.
Really? No.
Yeah, because like they're actually. I'm sorry, that's not a wedge. I think that's what she was wearing earlier. But like they have, it's a really thick heel. Like it doesn't like hurt your feet as much because you're not like trying to balance on a little narrow stiletto.
There's way more surface area, right? That's what we're saying.
Thank you. Yes, a lot more stability.
Yeah.
You forget just how big like Sean Morley is. Like he looks so much bigger than Jericho. Although I never remember him wrestling in white tights.
He did now.
I remember Val Venus joining the Right to Censor. He's not in the Right to Censor here, is he?
I'm guessing not, because he wouldn't be with Trish, would he?
Yeah.
No.
20. He's 29 here as well.
I don't know what they were doing with him at this time, to be quite honest.
There you go. He turned heel and aligned himself with Trish in June of 2000. He got a new haircut, white boots, and he became the IC champion. So everything worked out well for him.
Boom.
He was
everything new, baby.
I never liked Val Venus, but you've got to give it to them that like even like lower down the card, like he's lower mid card, you would say, and then obviously like he moved up a little bit, but there's always a character, right? There's a little something to cling on to, right? A reason to like or dislike someone.
Yeah.
There's no one who's just like generic bloke, like.
I hate to agree with Triple H. Triple H on a podcast in the week, and he was basically throwing shade low-key throwing shade at AEW, saying, all these guys doing all these moves, and that's great, But if you don't mean anything and the moves don't mean anything, does it really matter? Because I could do all the moves. I could do all these moves. Didn't do it because it wasn't needed, brother. And I kind of get what he's saying, right? What if Flair watching? I was again watching an old Flair and Steamboat match. Doing nothing. A few suplexes, jumps, transitions, holds.
Yeah, I think it's just like when you watch wrestling now, the pace, especially like in a lot of matches that they have in AEW and even some, in WWE now, especially like NXT, the pace is just really fast.
Definitely.
And it's just really fast. And there's like a lot of high impact moves. Like people don't really sell the way that they used to because you have to you got to get up to keep the pace going. So it's like, it kind of dilutes why is a super kick not a finisher anymore? Because of matches like that.
Man, a pile driver is just like a transition move.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. But
when to us, you would never get back in the day. You would never, ever get up from a pile driver.
Because the Undertaker's in the locker room saying, "You ain't doing this move unless you're going to win a match with it." Do you know? It's my finish, brother.
But this is what is great about wrestling right now, right? Like whatever kind of wrestling you like, you can go and watch it.
You.
It's not when for the last take out the last 5 years, 15 years before the last 5 years, all there was really was WWE. There were some indies and stuff, but not stuff that you could really watch on television or access really easily on Fight TV and stuff like that. So it was WWE, and that was it. And so the way that they did wrestling, that was what wrestling was. WWE was wrestling, and everything else kind of fed into it.
Then now forever together, pal. What are you talking about?
Then now, I hate you so much. Why are you like that?
Especially now.
And then now forever together.
Do we try to throw it out there? How much pussy do you think Vince has had in the last 30 years?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Let it go, man.
How much action do you think he's had on the side? Like JJ, you're a man of poker, right? You like a good side game. And a man's had a lot of side games. A lot of side games.
I'm not engaging in this conversation.
How many he hasn't even been paid off? They're too scared to say anything. Jerry McDivitt just wafts a piece of paper in front of them saying, "Fuck off." Chris Benoit's very happy with himself.
Oh, Chris Benoit.
I don't know why JR is angry. Chris Jericho beat the shit out of Chris Benoit backstage, so Chris Benoit got his own back. How is Chris Benoit the heel in this situation?
It's not right, damn it.
I don't get it.
Oh yeah, this was Benoit when he was missing the tooth.
See, that is how you should put an SDF on. But John Cena would never really go for it, would he?
It was a different move, mate. It was the FTFU.
Oh, fuck. 2006. Yeah. I can't put into words how much I hated John Cena for everything. Everything.
What do you mean? You got a grasshopper in your room, Jack?
Yeah, what is that noise?
What?
There's sounds like something's tapping. What is happening?
I don't know.
Like a woodpecker.
It's done.
Stop now.
Literally nothing's changed.
I don't know, big dog. I don't know.
Who's that? I bet it's Vince.
It's Steph.
God damn it. What do you do to my daughter? Look at the cliffhangers. He's just a friend, okay?
That was good.
Stay away from my wife.
Hot summer night.
I hate you so much. Yes.
The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle, a triple threat match.
Funny because The Rock is basically like a non-factor in this triple threat match. No one's interested in what's going on with The Rock.
On pay-per-view.
He's just
Is he even on Raw tonight?
We haven't seen him yet, have we? Oh, he's going to be in this 6-man tag match.
We don't see.
Still waiting.
Where have they gone?
We don't have any idea.
They're in there.
They're in there.
Back to the friendly tap. Not so friendly.
Yeah. Oh. Bless.
Is this Tim White's bar? Did we confirm?
Say again?
Is this Tim White's bar? Because he had a bar.
Yeah, friendly tap.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's Tim White's bar. And Taka's had a few drinks and now he's getting a bit merry.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to do that to Bronson McCoy. You do not want to play with
Not
Ron.
your little rising suns.
Tim White did an interview. He said, I loved it when they came into town because they would pay me for the damages and a little bit more.
Yeah.
So whenever they would ruin everything, I got basically a free redecorating job.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Can't say no to that.
And JR's had a talent relationship. We'd send people there just so we made sure Timmy got a payday. Very old school.
Look at WWF New York. You know, my biggest regret in life is that I was too young to get to enjoy this place.
In life.
Come on, I'm just kidding. It's a sad part that, you know, they closed before we
as you
turned
pointed out
21.
earlier, Lissy, there's three of us here. Oh,
Pathetic.
relatively
Pathetic.
successful middle-class people. Hey, doing a wrestling podcast on a Friday night.
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
Wow.
Did you guys see what I sent you in the
If I
DM?
wasn't here, I would have just been in bed.
No, as you know,
Exactly.
I don't really check my DMs.
Well,
This
you
is
should
Instagram,
check this
Twitter,
one.
or what's that?
Insta.
Twitter or
We message
Instagram.
in
I only go on there
places.
to check your messages, Lissy.
I know.
Nobody messages me.
It's just your friends. That's all.
Okay. Twitter or Instagram.
Insta. In our group chat. In one of our 8 group chats.
The group
Wait,
chat
what?
where Lissy will send stories. I have 2 followers. Oh my
Ric Flair's
goodness.
having another match.
Why is
Is
it
that what you're
always
saying?
the people who try to follow me are robots?
Hold on.
Like she's
Is
like,
that
do you know
what
when you
you're
get
saying?
followed and that she's really
Jack, shut the fuck up. Ric Flair's having another match
no.
this Saturday in Puerto Rico.
No.
So I don't know if it's a match. It doesn't say it's a match. I don't think it's a match, but he's probably like working his corner in Puerto Rico.
Who the hell is
It's
Victor
Vinny.
Ortiz?
Hey, they're getting out the limo, guys.
The big reveal.
It's the big boss. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Is he clear?
Flair's gonna be his Bobby Heenan, isn't
Yeah, he's gonna be like his manager or something. He has to. Man's back on the road though. That's the news.
Just stay home, Rick. Have a nice cup of tea. Just relax.
Love a good cup of tea. The afterthought.
I love that he always says
do
it's
anything to upset Stephanie. If you ever upset Stephanie, you won't even want to live. Also, look up, Shane.
My son Shane. Always my son Shane. He always says it that way. There he is. The Rock looks so lean there.
So, 10-minute main
boy,
event.
innit?
Huh?
Good looking boy.
Oh yeah. He was
Hey,
young
right.
there, about 20.
27, 28. Just every time you'd hear JR last in the 18 months, 2 years before this, the blue chipper. And I'm thinking at the time, I don't know what a blue chipper is.
But I like it.
Yeah, Tony Chimel getting the penguin suit out. Tim White's refereeing this as well, the main event. Where's Earl Hebner?
There.
Right. Okay. Immediate gripe here. Surely one team comes out together, so it should be the Dudley Boys, then The Rock, and then Shane and Triple H, Kurt Angle.
Just stop trying to add logic.
The baby faces come out first, right? The heels got the heat. Shane's already sweating.
He just
He
ran
was
to the
warming
ring.
up.
There's a lot of lights on that ring, Jack. Come on, why are you being mean?
Jack is always like, it's Jack versus Shane sweating. It's not even Shane, it's just the sweating.
Well, you know, Lissy, God, Trips is in phenomenal shape here in 2000.
Wow.
Look at those traps, man.
Look at this guy.
This guy. Meathead. Got married to the business. Now look at him. Running the company.
The way that the lights are, like the flashing aggressive lights, it's just like such a good entrance, like aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
JJ, did you listen to on the review last week? They went back and looked at karaoke from Lockdown. Time to play the game.
What?
It was during lockdown when they did like a karaoke spot with the women, and they had to sing entrance songs. And was it Nia Jax?
I think it was Naomi.
Oh, Naomi doing.
It's time to play the game.
Doing Triple H.
And then Sidget just goes off.
It was
fucking
amazing.
intimidating, man. Supposed to be intimidating.
So
the fear of Christ into them.
That was so good.
So at this point in time, right, is Shane friends with these two, right? Shane is a manager, because Shane's also looking after Benoit. Shane's got a thing going on with Big Show. Shane's basically like a shit version of Bobby Heenan, right? This is the Heenan stable.
He's everywhere.
Anyone who's a heel, and you're going to be like fighting for a title, but it's
Shane's
very
in the
like
corner.
clear The Rock is the guy here.
Yeah.
Look at the
Rock and
crowd,
Triple
man.
H, really.
There's over and then there's over. I do miss like go to a corner and the flash bulbs go everywhere.
Brought my disposable camera on a big night out in Providence.
I used to love those, man. It was always a surprise. Who knows what it came out like?
Did I get the right shot? I don't know. Let's see. Nowadays, you'll take your phone and take a 10, delete, talk like that. Yeah. Delete. Yeah. Again, the next generation, JJ, our kids, Lissy, your nieces and nephew will never know the struggle of us in the generation previous.
What do you mean they won't know any struggles? The planet will be dying. It's too hot. They're going to have to deal with
a mate of mine was
heat
telling,
levels.
A mate of mine was
can
telling
take
one of their
great
kids. Yeah, that's too depression. Not right now. One of our mates was saying to their kids, like, when I was growing up, we only had 4 channels. 4 channels. We had 4 channels, and we had to sit there and watch it at a specific time. Nah, you must be really old. You have
It's all
idea.
a different struggle, isn't it? Because when we were younger, I'm sure our parents and grandparents were like, "Oh, back in my day, we had to wash our clothes by hand."
The reply that was saying when their kid wouldn't believe them, going, "Maybe my dad was telling the truth when they actually walked 8 miles to school."
Yeah, but no, my parents did walk 8 miles to school. But like back then, though, we didn't know. Like
It's just the norm, right?
Right. No, but the difference between like our generation and our parents' generation actually wasn't that much technology differences until more recently. Like between our generation and the next generation is a very broad, spectrum of technological advances that have been made in the last 20 or so years.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, like.
But the fact
these kids have instant gratification all the time. Everything they want is available to them. Like they've never had to wait for anything, unless you're one of those parents that's like, oh, no screen time, no iPad, no phone games, like my kid reads and all that other stuff. Like that's very rare to find now.
The Rock's challenging both Triple H and Kurt Angle, and Kurt gets the nod. Yeah, but you're right. But because we didn't know any different, I was quite happy with my childhood the way it was. If you missed stuff, okay, but it meant more when you got to see it, right?
Yeah, like
and now it's like
we missed a lot of stuff because like
nothing matters.
You knew. No,
Nothing
you knew
matters.
if you missed it, you were never seeing that shit again. Like ever.
Whereas now, if you miss it, I'll watch it on YouTube tomorrow.
Well, that's also why, like, I think all of the like on-demand stuff that, you know, we got in our 20s and later, we were so happy with because we were like, oh my God, I haven't seen this episode of Raw since 1999 when it first played. Like, we value it so much more.
I would stay up and watch Match of the Day every Saturday night to watch the football highlights. And it was such a chore just to try and stay awake. It used to be about 11:30 after the news every Saturday night. And I was just so happy to watch goals, like football scores or football goals. And now you can basically watch them. Like I'm off, JJ. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the arena and watch the footy with Dan, Naomi's ex. And there'll be and there'll be every single Premier League live game will be shown on some kind of channel there.
Yeah.
Which is which is ridiculous.
Or you can just download an app and a minute after the goal's gone in, you'll be able to watch it back on the app, right?
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
And I feel dirty for that. Like, it doesn't mean anything, does it?
Yeah.
I was going to use a bad line there, but I'll refrain. I really can't believe that's Renee Paquette anyway. That's really annoyed me.
Like, I used to really look forward to the Television X 10-minute preview, right? Top of the hour. Now, go on my phone, it's there, you know?
Oh, don't need it.
Lissy, yeah. Anyway, my dad would take me Sky Sports 3, Monday Night Raw, 10 o'clock every Friday. And it would flip over to Television X, and I'd manage to get a little bit of a sliver of that. What a treat that was.
Good times.
As a 12, 13-year-old kid. And just give me 10 minutes of like hint of boobies.
Love me a hint of boobies.
Shane, get your ass in here. Take a beating, son.
God.
Oh my God.
Brought him in the hard way. Be like that. One thing that no one can take away from Shane is that Shane has like taken so many bumps. Like, probably shouldn't be alive type of bumps that he's taken.
It's the one with Kurt, right? In the King of the Ring 2001, which is just...
Yes!
Weather! That was so over in 2000.
Well, don't
you look
forget
at the talent in the ring, and you would think, oh, the Dudleys should not be at this level, but they are.
They were
right
still
now.
over.
They were over.
Of course.
Although we will eventually have to go back and watch some of the stuff they did in ECW in like late 98, mid 99, when
I loved them in ECW.
Bubba would cut some promos on the crowd and just like borderline incite riots.
Mm.
But the ECW crowd was always wild as hell. So they were, I mean,
there's 2 minutes left. What are they going to do here?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It's crazy.
Where have Kurt and Triple H gone? Have we missed something?
They're beating down in the corners.
Oh.
Don't worry about
Tim White's been down for about 5 minutes. Oh, Concerto.
Oh.
Little bit stiff.
One.
Why is The Rock chasing after Edge and Christian?
Because they took out his partners.
Yeah, they're not really friends, are they? Somebody decks one of them, mate. What guy I'm playing 5-a-side with? Come on, Tim.
I thought it was a cameraman. Shane was just there. in his cameraman outfit. The numbers game.
It's a mugging. It's an all-out assault. Angle slam. Wait, this is Olympic
Love
slam.
Olympic slam, angle slam, same thing. You're going to do Cody's finisher?
Tell you what, when Cody comes back next year, big baby face, and then when he turns heel, oh, that's money.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
That's money. I couldn't wait to leave this place. You know why I've come back? I want the money. I'm here for the money, baby. Wait, so I'm confused. Tim White's still down. No, nobody's been pinned. Who won the match?
That's irrelevant.
JJ wins and losses matter.
Do you not know what happens in Raw main event?
I don't watch Raw. I'm not an idiot.
Oh, well, that was a ride, wasn't it?
That's what she said.
I hope to hear that one day.
Jack, what was on the other channel? I know you usually know.
Oh, no. See, the thing is, right, that this is the height of WCW 2000. Nitro was... Do you want me to read you the Nitro card from the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got it here.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you. So, Big Vito.
Tag team match. Okay, yeah.
I'll do it, Julie. I'll let you do it. Big Vito. Big Vito at the time is an Italian-American guy wearing a dress.
We know who Big Vito is.
Who Vito is.
Not everyone does, Lissy.
Sorry.
And Billy Kidman beat Reno and the franchise, which is Shane Douglas,
No
Victoria
idea who
Wilson. The Cat was a special guest referee between Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. Lance Storm defended in 5 minutes. The world title went on, top of the hour. Jeff Jarrett defeated Booker T by DQ. Norman Smiley beat Carl Ouellet. No idea. World Tag Team titles. Juventud and Rey Mysterio of the Filthy Animals beat Carnival.
I loved Filthy Animals. I loved them.
I didn't like them.
Oh.
Cruiserweight title. Primetime. I think Elix Skippy wasn't primetime yet. Defeated Kiwi. And the main event was a 4 corners match. Sting defeated the Demon, the Great Muta, and Vampiro in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Wow.
So, and again, Sting had a rivalry with Vampiro around this time because they were both wearing face paint.
Similar gimmicks.
And the Demon was basically Kiss licensed to the company. And that was from Kelowna? British Columbia. What the hell is British Columbia?
In Canada.
Oh, right, okay.
Canada.
Okay. Your woodpecker is back, by the way. I don't know what's going on here.
Whatever is happening, it's like... Stop it.
Nothing has changed.
Something has changed, my friend.
Something. It's some vibration.
Anyway, let's wrap things up. I think we watched the better show out of the August 14th.
Ray, what are you doing?
That were available.
Yeah, so we chose a better show. It's just like there's a lot of intertwining things there. So you've got the Dudleys with Edge and Christian with the Hardys, right? And you've got TNA bits and pieces, APA. You've got a little bit of comic relief now and again. Lissy, was that a better show than NXT from last week?
Well, you don't appreciate NXT the way that we do.
Wow.
No, yeah, it was. I mean, definitely. Come on. But think about it, like, NXT, you can't even compare them because this was like when NXT was still kind of being billed as like a competition. It was like 1 hour on before Raw, like the warm-up show. But anyway, no, I mean, this was a very solid episode. There was not a dull moment. Nothing was boring. Because there were a few, like when we watched the Raws from like 98 or so, or 97, they're a little boring. A lot of times when you're just like, okay, let's just fast forward. It's probably when you're gonna like a show like this, you're probably like, oh shit, I don't want to take a bathroom break. I don't want to go get a snack because I don't know what I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
And I think what they did nicely was if they had any matches that they weren't sure if they were going to hit, they just bring Trish Stratus out.
Perfect. There's always some eye candy.
Perfect strategy.
Hey, look, we're big fans of TNA.
G, Stratus
the
G,
wrestling show.
Stratus G.
Stratisfaction guaranteed.
I still remember the theme. Oh, the theme music was so much better. God, I feel so old today.
You get rid of that woodpecker.
It's been a long time since my never mind. That was episode 10 of the Mainly Wrestling Show. JJ, what do you want to find for number 11? We've got a football team next week, not a soccer team. You know.
We should do our SummerSlam 2-parter. We should do 1992 in 2 parts. I think
a 1992 one has to be done like in an evening, and we have to get quite drunk.
Brett versus Bulldog. Sean versus the model Rick Martel with Sherry in the most iconic outfit. Come on,
Brett. I'm fucked.
We need to find a way for you to be able to start at like 8:30 in the evening rather than like 10:30 in the evening, and then we can do a 3-hour show.
I have to kick my missus out the living room. How do I do that without getting put in the doghouse?
Tell her that in 3 hours you'll show her a good time.
By leaving.
Or we can film it from the doghouse. Options, always options.
Isn't that what Road Dogg used to announce it from Welcome to the Doghouse?
Welcome to
He always had much more enthusiasm than I have. But that's fine. So that was the August 14th episode of Raw. I think we carry on with this theme the week after, and we watch the August 21st episode, which will be the, I think, go-home show for SummerSlam.
Ooh.
And we see if Kurt Angle is indeed just being a nice friend for Stephanie. And he definitely doesn't want to hit that. Definitely does not want to, go anywhere near those $1 billion fun bags. But we will find out next week. Lissy, do you want to sign us off? You're better than me. You're the announcer. You do your job.
Thank you for joining us this week. I've been Lissy Almeida. He's Jack Milner. Is that your name? And he's been John Jacobs, who has to wake up for a really early kid's birthday party tomorrow morning. Let's sign off. Oh, Mila does this now. When you saw her smile, she's like, smile. She's like, that's going to be my new one. Bye, guys.